about 40 miles or so south of Candlestick Point at a place that first opened back in 2014 as you get a look at Levi's Stadium here in Santa Clara, California. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Seattle Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers. The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he's got some space here. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one good for 33 and a first. Once he broke through that first wave of defenders, there was a pretty big gap there for him to run.
And it helps that they were in a dime defense. That's 6 defensive backs. So this is why a lot of teams now are searching for those linebacker safety combo type guys who can add a little bit more size on the defensive side of the ball, but can still run as well, because when you run against 6 DBs with some bigger offensive linemen, you often get this result.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. The Niners at 1-0 on the year following the win in week 1. And they were able to get that road victory in the opener. Now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it week 1, that gets you pointed in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Well, they would have gotten the conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be 4th down.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early. But it proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
They'll run for it. McCaffrey. And I don't think he got there. He did not. They stop him a yard shy. Christian McCaffrey unable to get to the marker. And this defense delivers a turnover on downs on the very first drive of the afternoon. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll run here with a rookie second-round pick, Kenneth Walker. And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Well, this defense for the Niners, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. And he finds a man on the crossing route. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A first down there on a pickup of 25. Walker now at 1st and 10. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Kenneth Walker, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that makes the score 7-0.
49ers nothing.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra.
Now the ball comes loose, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Following the fumble recovery, Smith. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Noah Fant, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Myers connects on the PAT, and that'll make the score 14-0.
49ers nothing. Michael Dixon, the kickoff for Seattle.
The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. From a yard or two deep, here comes the return. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 and a first down. Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. 59 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw.
That's complete out left to Ayuk. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop...
Trying for Ayuk, but it's intercepted.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all three phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick six.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores. This one could legitimately be over in the second quarter.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could.
There he goes, right side. Touchdown, 49ers.
Christian McCaffrey,
his second touchdown on the season.
And the Niners get a bit closer.
Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away.
Taking it about the 1. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
So for this offense, Charles, remember drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it.
He's got a man complete. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Noah Fant, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Seahawks have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
Well, that is certainly a deflator right there defensively. Their guys just came off of a touchdown drive. They're back in the game, and then bam, they give up a touchdown 1 play later. How about that?
And the momentum, which seemingly had shifted the other direction, thought we might be seeing a comeback. That momentum right back the other way.
Well, that is certainly not complimentary football that we saw right there. The defense is supposed to help their offense, not give up another touchdown.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Steps away to his left. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down.
Trying for Ayuk, but it's intercepted.
Picked off by Jamal Adams.
And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Up the middle, here's Walker. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
Javon Kinlaw, the big D tackle there to bring him down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Sticking with Walker on second down.
And down to the 36-yard line here.
48 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
That's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
Smith on third down. And the Niners get there and bring him down.
That is Nick Bosa from out on the edge who worked his way in for the sack.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet, leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have. Myers' kick is good.
Well, Charles, the NFL record is 66 yards. That was 5 shy of that, but only a handful of guys have ever connected from 61 or deeper, and he can add his name to the list.
Yeah, more and more guys are trying it. That doesn't mean the success rate has gone up. That is a long kick. Guaranteed, when he turns on his phone after the game, a ton of congratulatory texts will be awaiting him.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
Well, still early in this one, Charles, but the last time this offense was out there, they threw their first interception of the ball game, so trying to avoid repeating that mistake here on this drive.
And to put a positive spin on it, at least it happened in the first half and not in a close game in the fourth quarter, but you're absolutely right, partner. One of the last things this offensive quarterback wants to witness again in this game.
Kind of an obvious question, Charles, but anything you try to avoid after your first pick, or you say it's 1 interception, we're still in the first half, I'm going to do the same thing?
I think you want to avoid playing scared, you know, and put it into the mind of the quarterback that you've lost confidence in him. Make sure you get some throws that he's going to be able to complete, make him feel good about himself, and continue to run your offense.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he will find his man, Samuel. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Give them 32 on the play. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. This is first and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. They'll look to throw. And it's caught. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's second and goal.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes third and goal. They'll set up to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Tariq Woolen picks it, and the Seahawks are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. And the defense, Charles, they bit a little bit, but they did not break. And then on third and goal there, the huge interception.
Think of the momentum they're carrying with them right now, Brandon, because in their mind, whether they want to admit it or not, they were conceding 3 points. Their goal was to keep them out of the end zone, not give up a touchdown. Instead, they give up nothing. What a big-time play and a big-time stop by them.
Operating from the 27 now. Here's second and 3. Now a play fake, and it's Smith. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. So we've come upon halftime with the visiting Seahawks. They're out in front. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. This fielded right at the goal line. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. Running room at the 50. Look out. He will score. Touchdown, Seahawks. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, we were having a tough patch. This too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you've got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's second and 9. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
That's over the middle and caught by Ayuk.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 44-yard line.
Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now.
Up the gut, McCaffrey.
And he's got it to about the 40.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
2nd and 6. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Seahawks are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the 3rd quarter, it would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
59 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. Back to Walker on 1st down. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line.
That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first.
And Walker once more.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
On 2nd down, it's Walker.
Oh, he's got a little daylight.
And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line.
That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success.
Trying the left side with Walker. Down to the 22-yard line.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it.
Throwing the out route, and he connects with Fant.
Touchdown, Seahawks. Noah Fant, his 3rd touchdown of the season, all coming in this game.
And the Seahawks are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. McCaffrey running up the middle. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. 7 yards on the carry. Make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. James has got it. Complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Well, I mean, look, obviously there's no 20 or 30-point play in that playbook, but they can try to end things here on a positive note despite trailing big, and that looks like what they're trying to do here by pushing the ball downfield.
Well, let me go with the heavy cliche then, partner. Just control what you can control right now, and all they can control here is how their final plays develop.
Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU. And now here is another interception.
And the Seahawks are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. But with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. They'll fake it. Now Smith.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down. Well, up big here in the 4th quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points. But they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
We call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and the Niners will go on offense 1st and 10. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. On play action, they'll throw.
And that one into the hands of Ayuk downfield.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. This is McCaffrey on the give, as he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39.
211 yards rushing for him now on the afternoon as he just continues to pummel this defense. 2nd down and right back to McCaffrey.
And he'll take this one down to the 36. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Seahawks, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for the Niners, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel to Denver to take on the Broncos.